AI does not know what you want to do. Of course, you have an interface. It's called a chat session where you write a prompt. Now, if you start your prompt from specifics, if you give the AI a complete picture of the specifics of your project, then it's going to take much less time to write it. The most important aspect of this is data structures. If you get your data structures right, then everything else will fold in the appropriate place. If your data structures change halfway through your project, then the AI is going to have different sets of rules, and it may bring in old sets or deprecated sets of rules into the current set, and then you have trouble. A very good way to set up data modeling is to use JSON files, JavaScript object notation files. These are like demonstration data, but they're just fixed tables. The point is that while you're developing with them, you can change them. You can change them to adapt to what you need. Of course, AI can write them for you. You just simply tell it what your data structure is, and then you get it to create a JSON file using that while you are testing and getting the ideas together. This is especially useful for pre-boiled lists or pull downs where you're not expecting a lot of change to occur, like a set of colors, for example. You don't need an admin system to add a new color all the time. You just add it into your table, your JSON file. This is different to data which changes. Data which changes, or transient data, needs to be in the database. You don't want to shortcut this. If you're using the same framework that I do, which is Laravel, it's exceptionally easy to write data migrations. Data migrations allow you to define the database in code. Without having to write a whole lot of SQL code, you can define the data relationships in code clearly, and you can run the migration multiple times while you're developing, so that when you revise it and change it, you have a clean structure. When you have a clean structure and you've committed that code, then in the future your migrations should add to the existing structures. Don't go adding fields in your user table, which is the first table that Laravel will create, after you have already got a live site. Obviously, you don't want to do data migrations of data itself, especially not live data, or it will take your site down for a few hours. What you do want to do is you have a set of, let's say you have a set of fields in your user table, and you want to add a new field saying role to introduce that. Then you create a migration called add role to user table. Progress is not delaying any other progress. You have a straight line towards migrating that into the tables on the live system, and you don't have to rewrite data or anything like that. Laravel is an incredibly simple and effective framework for writing good code. There are many others. Laravel is probably one of the better maintained ones in the PHP universe. I used to write software for WordPress, which is huge and serves millions of sites on the internet, and I'm not going to criticize it, but writing software in WordPress is not as clear and as secure as it is using a proper framework. So I recommend Laravel Full Stack, which is Laravel Livewire, and I recommend using front-end components for more attractive interfaces using Svelte or Vue.js.